There's an old saying, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every so often. That's what happened to me when I started diagnosing the brake lights not working and the headlights not working on our 1985 Porsche 928 project. So I'm going to take you through what happened, as well as a part that I'm sending back to Pelican that I strongly encourage no one to buy. And finally, a little driving video as my spoils for finally getting the car to be reliable out on the road. Stay tuned. This is the Porsche 928 Motorsports spare tire cover. The description, if you go on to Pelican Parts, actually says rigid plastic. It's a high density material. So I figured, okay, I'll order it rather than save some time and just rather than make something out of wood, because a lot of people complain if you get water in or whatnot at Bose. All right, fine. I'll order this and be done with it, because the original part is not in the car. And people knowledgeable in the 928 area, our friend Nick that helps out, says that is an unobtainium part. The original one looks like it's made out of fiberglass, and if you can find it, they're very expensive. This is not a Concours car. I just want something that'll not collapse if I put some luggage back there once I'm up and running with this car. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to let you watch the video here. So here you see it coming from Pelican, well, the manufacturer. And here I am fitting this piece into the spare tire well. So there's 3 clips that needs to fit underneath. And here I am putting it all into place. I do not have the spare tire in place. Not exactly. Yeah, not a huge fan. Okay, I get it's probably pretty flimsy without the spare tire in place, and it doesn't have any support. But still, I just, for $93, I literally can go down to Home Depot, get a piece of plexiglass that's going to be much more resilient without the spare tire in that, and make a part. So sucks to be them. I did call Pelican today. I asked for a return authorization, and I'm sending it back. It's just not worth $92. So it'll make a hell of a template, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to trace it on a large sheet of corrugate. That'll be my template, and I'll go ahead and jigsaw something up, so you'll see that in a future issue. Anyway, moving on. I've been dreading trying to figure out what's wrong with the headlights not working, not turning on, even though in the last video you saw, I put a new headlight switch in, a new headlight flasher, headlight motor flasher, and simultaneously the brake lights do not work. Luckily, I do get a warning light on the dashboard telling me this is going on. I thought I was going to be, as you can imagine, with any electrical issues, particularly in a Porsche 928, I thought I was going to be diagnosing this thing for hours, if not days. And human nature that I am, have been dreading it and been putting this off. But I wanted to get this figured out, because literally that's the main reason I have not been driving the car a little bit more. I'm going to let the video talk in this, because it takes you through what happened. I'm about to shut the door. And there, it just went back on again. Yeah. Lights don't work. Okay, but I think I narrowed it down to something in the binnacle. What I'm doing is, it's actually loosened. And there, just by doing that, with not having the steering column locked down, it's something in the binnacle. And there, the lights work. All right, so problem not solved, but I've got a loose connection somewhere in here. I got a feeling it's something back in here. So here's the scenario, what happened. I went to start the car today, And lo and behold, the lights work, the brake lights work. Like, okay, I'm going to take it for a drive. Sure enough, when I shut the door, that was enough to make the air turn on. Like, here we go. Now we got something going on. That led me down the path that you just saw, where, if you're not familiar with it, one of the coolest features of the 928, and why all cars don't have this today, beyond me, but it's not just a tilt steering column. The whole binnacle of the instrument panel tilts with the steering wheel. So it's a great ergonomic feature, because you no matter where you have the steering wheel, you can always see the speedometer and the other gauges. So clearly something is loose. It's not the light switch. It's something beyond that. So since I have the materials on order that I'm going to be recovering the binnacle, I'm going to be taking that all apart anyway, and we have to fix the odometer gear. So it just makes sense that at least we know where it is, and probably when we clean up everything in there, we'll either find the wire, or maybe perhaps it's just a loose connection in there that we'll be able to take care of once we have the binnacle out. So I'm just glad it wasn't, my guess was the first place I was going to look. If I had not seen that happen, I probably would have started pulling the bumper off and tearing through all the wiring in the taillights. So somebody was looking out for me today. I figured I'd take advantage of what was a gorgeous day and go fill up the car, put some stable in it, and because now we're getting into that season here where the car could be sitting in the garage, particularly when we start pulling the interior apart. I didn't want to have fuel issues down the road here, so wanted to take care of that. So without further ado, basically enjoying the spoils of the sounds of the 928 engine on this drive. The sound of the V8 is quite addicting. And I'm very surprised. It really is a true dual exhaust system, but only exits out the driver's side. But it sounds throaty. That was the drive I needed. Sometimes you need to get that motivation back into a stalled project. And just taking that out, when I went for gas, a couple people coming over to look at the car, making a point to get out of their car and looking at it, and getting a thumbs up on the way back over here. Anyway, that's what I've been working on the last couple of days. So what's next? Well, got about probably 3 weeks before all of the materials come in for the dash redo and the carpets and whatnot. So the next project I've been dreading is I'm going to focus in on the interior over the next month and getting that all up to snuff. And one of the key things I have to do is pull out the rear hatch area, the side quarter panels. I've got to do some work behind there, because I think, and I'm dreading it, because it looks like there's a lot of, when this car was basically sitting in a barn in Colorado Springs, I think there were some mice nests made in the back area. So I get to pull those panels out and remove what's ever there. So that should be a fun video. You'll have to share the pain I'm about to go through, but at least you won't have to smell it. So I should have that by the middle of next week, and appreciate you checking in on this. If you're liking these videos and you haven't done so already, please subscribe. If you haven't checked out our main website, please do so. We've got some great auctions going on right now. Thanks for watching. Check out guyswithrides.com. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Take care.